Hey guys, it's Phoenix. Today I want to bring you guys something that happened about 8 hours ago. This is a post by one of the Pixelmon development members. Apparently Pixelmon is ending its development. They received a notice of some sort from the Pokémon Company. Now I can only speculate what the contents of this notice are. It's probably something to do with a takedown. They have acquiesced. Whether or not it's still available for download, I'm pretty sure it still will be, but this is only going to get bigger from here. The gravity of this situation is, it cannot be understated. This is just another example of a large company taking control and asserting their superiority, their powerful position to steer matters into their own hands. This is the largest mod. I don't think you can argue against that. Now, I'm making this video to cover this in a greater depth because I know a lot of you guys are great Pixelmon fans, and this is going to have huge repercussions in the Minecraft community, Java side, of course. And there are a lot of troubling things that I'd like to discuss with you with this transaction. So I'm also anticipating a lot of comments about whether this is going to affect Pokemon Company Amethyst, the Pokemon in Vanilla Minecraft map that, of course, runs on my channel. Whether or not I feel this is a right step from the Pokemon Company or their parent companies as a subsidiary. We'll get to that in a second. So I'm very sorry to everyone who's a big Pixelmon fan. Whether or not this improves along the road, whether or not the situation is going to change or die out, up to the community to go through the motions. So of course this was the tweet that was put out by the Pixelmon mod team. There's a bit of confusion from the community about what's actually happening here, because many people believe that the mod is going to go down, as in you cannot download it anymore. I'm sure they can't do anything about it, and I'm referring to the claimant in question, Nintendo or the Pokemon Company. But bear in mind, it's going to take a huge effort for them to take down the actual download. Whether or not the YouTubers still make videos, again, I'm sure that's still legal. I don't think they will take down any videos or push out any notices precluding the existence of any further videos on Pixelmon. There's also a petition. Again, I don't think this is going to change anything, but it goes to show how strong the community is. Look at that. The timestamps of all the posts. It's evidence of a very strong community of such a large mod, of course. Okay, so let's go back to this. Why do I find this very troubling, this situation? Now, it's not because of the effect that it might have on Pokemon Company Amethyst. Neither is it because of the effect it might have on other Pokemon mods in the Minecraft community. Mods, vanilla command block creations, resource packs, servers, things like that. It may be, in fact, a very weak, persuasive argument that might have some impact on the way mods and maps are handled in the future. People might become more tentative, seeing as that Pixelmon has just been taken down. However, it's not exactly actual precedent because it hasn't gone to court. No one's said anything. This is merely just the respondent, Masochism, or the Pixelmon team, acting before it gets out of hand. Now, this makes a lot of sense because as a large company comes to you and sends a notice of such gravity, it's a very frightening experience for someone like him. For me, especially, as a law student, if I see someone send me a takedown notice or threaten me to go to court, of course I'm going to feel very intimidated by the situation. So while I think he could have handled things a little bit better, I don't blame him for taking down Pixelmon. Now, here's the thing that I really want to highlight in this video. Why now? Pixelmon has been out for many, many years. So I'm pretty sure Nintendo is fully aware of the existence of this mod. You'd have to be very persuasive. You'd have to show me a lot of proof. It's going to be very difficult, being the largest mod in Minecraft. In fact, you could really say that the Pixelmon mod is the face of Minecraft in some cases. The way I see it is, there must be some new development. In fact, there are a couple of different legal doctrines that come into play when a claimant takes a very long time to act upon a copyright infringement. The first one is the doctrine of lashes. Whenever there's an unreasonable delay on the part of the claimant or the plaintiff, the likelihood of them succeeding in a case is greatly affected because they could have claimed against the infringing work a long time ago. And a similar limitation is the doctrine of estoppel. And the reason for this is within that extensive time frame of delay, it is also likely that the Pixelmon team would be under the impression and rely on the impression that Nintendo know about the situation, the Pixelmon mod, the existence of it, and they'll think it's okay that Pixelmon is in the green, that it's not going to be infringing work. I could also go into discussion with fair use, but we all love fair use, right? And how fair use is just a matter for the court to decide. But there are so many things that are going well that they really did have another avenue. They could have gone to a lawyer, they could have sought legal advice. But I find the behavior of the Pokemon Company in this situation somewhat frustrating. The notice is clearly a sign to threaten, to be intimidating. It's also very late. I cannot wipe the thought that there's something nefarious going on. There must be something happening in the Nintendo department. Maybe there was an administrative change. Maybe they partnered up with somebody and that advice has led them to decide to do this. So the repercussions of this in the Minecraft community, you can already see the backlash here. There's even more going on. This is, of course, a petition that people have decided to set up. I don't think signing it is going to do anything. Of course, this has broken a lot of people's hearts. What's going to happen with the Java edition of Minecraft after this? People are obviously going to be very upset, but I can only speculate what's going to happen in the future. So what's the future of the Pixelmon team after that? They can make something similar to Pixelmon, but they have to be very careful. While you cannot copyright an idea, you can copyright Pokemon. And Pokemon is a huge game. It is a huge franchise. And the copyright probably covers more than just the idea, but rather the expression of how a Pokemon game functions. So yes, in conclusion, I do feel as though there has been a breach of copyright or the personal right to reproduce. I don't think stopping Pixelmon's development was the best approach, but it's an understandable approach. How do I feel about the Pokemon Company or Nintendo? Definitely not happy with the way they handled that. But it just took them so long. Alright, so what are your thoughts? I think a large majority of you guys will be also upset with this, just explaining the situation and the effect on PokeCA, which is going to be minimal, if at all, unless something happens, which we can never be sure of right now. Thank you all for watching. Take care, guys.